What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the #1 commenter on YouTube. And I'm back with another review. Today I will be reviewing Married at First Sight. This is season 14, episode 11. And this is the Mark and Lindsay segment. For those who are new to my channel, I do recaps or reviews on reality shows. And for Married at First Sight, what I do is couple by couple breakdown. So again, if you're new to my channel, this is a channel that is all about the comments. You know, for some people, they don't feel comfortable making comments and they choose to sit back. This is not that type of channel. The motto of this channel is to say what you say. And just what that means, anything you're thinking about, you're feeling about, if it's something off the wall, popular opinion, unpopular opinion, put it down in those comments, because that's what this channel is all about. We get down in those comments, we get to joking and laughing, learning. We actually start really sharing more down of our personal experiences and debating and all kind of good stuff. The only thing I ask that we keep it respectful between each other. Now, if you want to talk about Mark's eyeballs or Lindsay's ill-fitting garments, feel free. This is the place to do it. Express yourself. So let's go ahead and get into the review, recap, and all that good stuff. So it starts out with Mark. Mark is sitting in the dark. I don't call him Mark the Shark no more, because to me, Mark has zero heart. And he's sitting in the dark in his car, and he's a little sad because he said he was advised by his job that he should come back after he's finished filming Married at First Sight. And I mean, it just don't make no sense when I say that, because these husbands this season have trouble keeping jobs. Mark losing his job when Lindsay was downing his job the whole time, and Steve who doesn't want to work. We're going to put it real simple, you know, because everybody's saying Steve's a millionaire and all of that. We now know Steve doesn't want to work at all, even though he has revenue streams and all that kind of stuff. It's supposed to be about Mark and Lindsay. Don't get me started with Steve, because we could probably do a whole rant on that. So now, poor Mark, he's jobless. And I'm thinking, okay, Married at First Sight, let's say it's a 2-3 month process. Can he take a leave of absence or something? But you can see he's stressed out. And I'm starting to believe Lindsay. This Mark's life is looking like it's in shambles. You know, he's dealing with I guess the sick mother, a failing grandmother who's like close to passing. He got evicted. I don't know how you get evicted over maybe a week's time. And all his stuff was riddled with bed bugs. I don't even know if he even had personal items left. It's looking pretty bad. And from the outside looking in, that would kind of give a person who you're connected with or you're interested, they're going to kind of look at you kind of funny. Like, this guy's life is not together. He's just got like all these issues going on. On top of that, he has some communication issues as well. So Mark takes the news to Lindsay the Shark, and I thought she gave him some pretty good advice. She was telling him like, well, overall, according to her, that Mark doesn't really like traveling so far to his work and the shifts and all that kind of stuff. She's saying, like, take your time and find something that you're really going to enjoy or love, not just get a job. And Mark is kind of like, nah, I need to work. You know, that's what I want to do. And I like that. On the outside looking in, I like that Lindsay supported him in that way. However, with Lindsay, you can't really trust what she says. Why? Because you know she's going to turn that favor back on to you. You know, when she gets mad, she be telling me, oh, you unemployed bum and all that kind of stuff. So I think Mark kind of got that, like, you know, in this time of need, he really can't lean on Lindsay because it's going to cost him way more if he didn't. So he's determined to go to work, and he's just saying pretty much, I have to focus on doing what I do, which is working. And I get that as a man. You don't want to be without a job, because I can't relate. I've never been fired from a job or let go anything. So I'm going to say, thank God, but I don't know what that's like. So I don't know how to come home and say, I just don't have a job. I don't know. I don't know what that feels like. I feel like I don't ever want to put myself in a position to do that or set up that way. I try to, when I found a job, I said I want to get with someone who is in strength and who is solid and maybe not fold. I'm looking for the long term. So, I don't know. Call me lucky. So, as far as Lindsay, as I said, she supported Mark in that situation, but she kind of put it out there that, like, hey, this would be a time for you to maybe focus on, like, us and all of that. And we know what we're going to do, like, as far as having children and all that. Mark's like, I ain't thinking about none of that. And you could kind of tell Lindsay kind of fell back a little bit, like, for real? Like, you ain't taking this serious and all of that? I get what both of them were saying. I don't know how Lindsay thinks Mark would be okay or comfortable without working. But, she's mama bear, so she's okay with Mark depending on him. And plus, she wants to use it as an ammunition, or she wants to lock Mark into that codependency type of situation. So, yeah, it's kind of tough. But I think, I don't think, you can get past that. Mark is determined to work, and Lindsay is saying, like, focus on us. So, Mark takes Lindsay out for his the 1 month anniversary that they're having, and I don't know. I think production kind of got it wrong. What I mean about, like, as far as their trip, they like going out to a undisclosed location. They going to, like, a camping ground. I'm thinking they mixed that trip up with Steve. Steve would have loved to take Noy on that trip. That would have been all about Steve. Steve would probably love that place so much, he probably would have just told Noy, you can go back home to the shared apartment. I'm going to live here. Because it was a type of, a place where, like, it had a tent, but it wasn't like in a traditional style tent. It was like a big Indian teepee tent. It was huge. It had a, fire pit. It had, like, an oven you can cook on. It looked like it had, like, a little luxury outhouse where I guess they could go to the bathroom or sit, like, if they wanted to be out, away from the elements. So Lindsay was pretty excited because she said that camping thing is, like, her thing. And it was a perfect balance because Mark is really not a camper. And, Mark gives Lindsay the tour of the place. He's showing her around. He's showing her the teepee, and he's like, yeah, so this is the place that we're going to have sex in. Lindsay ain't respond or do nothing. Unless that was production, but I only can go by what I see. It's like Mark tries to get in space or say things or do things that work with Lindsay, even though he doesn't mean it. It was just like no feeling in it, no passion, nothing. He just let her know the TP is the place that they're going to get busy. So, without surprise, Mark has never been camping before, ever. Mark has never done anything. Mark hasn't ever had pepperoni on his pizza, or Mark never drank chocolate milk. Mark's like an infant in his whole world. He's never been nowhere. He's never ate nothing but 2 things or so. So, Lindsay, she really gets a kick out of Mark being the little, like, baby boy type, or I told you last episode, she's into humiliating him. And it was the same way how Mark was trying to prep the fire. Even though Lindsay started, he trying to blow it. She laughed at him like, look at my little baby boy. He's so silly. Why would he do that? But, yeah, it's a mother-son kind of relationship. So that's not the only one in this group. But anyway, so at the campsite, Mark and Lindsay, they're doing the making, I guess, fresh handmade pizza, because they have a pizza oven out there that looks like it's full of dirt and bugs and all that kind of stuff. Now, I would like something like that, at my house, like in the backyard, but out in the woods and everybody using it and all that. I'm sure they don't clean it, not so much, but that's Lindsay's thing, because if you remember at the housewarming, she elected to have like a pizza party at the same fashion to make pizzas with the fresh dough and all that kind of stuff with all the toppings with the cat hair in it. So Mark, he got Lindsay a gift for their 30th day anniversary, and it was a plant inside of like a little terrarium bowl with some stones in it. He went shopping with Chris. I ain't even covered that situation because, like I said, I don't want to hear about Chris and her ever again. I don't even want to see Chris no more in the same blue shirt with the spot. I meant to wear my blue shirt with the spot so we can see that, remind you of Chris, and he keeps wearing the shirt like in every scene. Like, this guy's supposed to be a big $1 million realtor doing deals with Steve, so why does he keep wearing the same shirt on camera? Okay, but let's move on. So Mark had got these special stones, and they were like in mind for Lindsay. But when I kind of listened to like the positive words of affirmation on it, sounded like he got it for himself. He got different stones that help increase within self-esteem and guards against evil and negativity and all that. I'm like, Mark, you're supposed to got that for yourself. You're looking at your enemy right across from you on the anniversary trip. So also after they finished doing their little pizza and dinner thing, so Mark and little Michael from Michael and Jasmina has set up a nice surprise for Lindsay. Why I say that? Michael wasn't really out there, but it's the same type of thing because because I'm the number one commenter. I'm always in the comments, and before I even got to finish this video, I couldn't help myself because I don't even want to do the channel. I want to get in the comments. It's taking time for me, but it gives me my own platform. So I noticed how people were like just oohing and on how little Michael did with Jasmine. Like, oh my goodness, he's so thoughtful. He's Mr. Romance. I'm like, this is production. How is Michael so thoughtful and hooking all this up? And Michael booked the space out in the hotel and put the dinner together and all that. And the same thing for Mark. It's the same setup. They give you a photo album. They give you your vows like in a case. And they give you a wine bottle that says Married at First Sight. They did that. So, but, okay, let's say Mark and Michael put this together. And they put a projection screen up in the teepee. And they went over, like, looking at the photos and all that. And they actually got to view a video of their wedding. And they both were getting, like, a little sentimental and everything. And Mark really got emotional about everything. He started to cry. He was saying that he regretted, like, how much time they pretty much wasted, arguing back and forth, and how, he regrets, like, hurting her in all the arguments. And, yeah, they say that no one person is at fault. Everybody plays a part in the dysfunction in the relationship. But Lindsay has taken zero responsibility of it, and Mark always takes all the responsibility. Lindsay will cuss him out, talk crazy, talk down to him, insult him, but he's the one to always apologize. Not that he didn't insult Lindsay as well, but that's just how it goes. And, I guess call him the peacemaker. So I guess they did the TP thing and the campsite thing, and they went back to have dinner with all the couples. And, every season somebody has to play like the production plan, who has to be the mouthpiece of production. So Mark wants to know, like, how's everything going with, everything in their marriage since the 30 days. And Lindsay said, like, she reminded everybody, like, Mark was so taken aback that she had said she loved him on the third day that they were together. So I guess I'm assuming that was when they were in Puerto Rico. And Mark was like, whoa, like, that's way too soon. She did the Mark eyes and everything. And, Lindsay, you pick up on Lindsay, and she's always rubbing Mark and petting him and all that, like, like he's a kitten or something. And Mark even, like, he's like, get off me. He don't want to be bothered with it. And he said, I'm not a little kid. And Mark said, I'm not a little kid, I'm a man. And Lindsay was like, everybody died laughing. But at the same time, the joke was funny, but that was absolutely humiliating for Mark. But that's what Lindsay does. She always makes those snide, slick comments and just act like it's normal. She chops Mark down all the time. Because, how you going to question Mark being a man? That would be a problem. That sounds like a problem. Why would she do that? And, at one point I thought she was going to lick her finger and wipe the crust out of Mark's eyes, like he's like a little kid. Even Jasmina had to say something like the way you touching him, like, he don't like that. You pat him on his head, Mark doing like this, he won't say nothing. I mean, she just don't get it. But Lindsay put it out there. She's like, well, Mark is pretty much scared of me. And it's true. But is that a good thing to say? Is that a thing to be proud of, that your spouse is actually scared to speak up and say something to you? Again, that's on Mark, but still, Lindsay loves that. She loves the humiliation. She loves the awkwardness, the domination of Mark. And they match them for those reasons, for many reasons. So we know, I said it in my previous videos, Mark is always either looking up or he's looking down. I'm saying that the production must have the cue cards for his line. And, when he's talking like, well, as the marriage people, we kind of get things together. We try to learn each other and try to, or he's looking down. He won't give people direct eye contact. Some people say, yeah, people are shy, but to me, that just says like a lot about a person. And at the dinner table, Katina and Isaac, they start arguing. And Lindsay jumped right in and pretty much says, hey, well, listen, I know how Isaac is. We can relate. We're just alike. And she knows that Katina is a ride or die bee, and I know you love this bee. Did she really caught Katina off guard because Katina didn't really feed or catch into that, or unless production didn't show us? Because Katina already knows what type of energy Lindsay is on, so she tell her straight up, like, don't play with me. We don't do none of that back and forth. So maybe they made up, because I heard about the after party. I haven't had time to really watch the little Rudy episodes with the after party, but I heard that they kind of piecing things together, even when Isaac is allies with Lindsay as well. So that was pretty much end of that segment, because everything else was about Isaac and Katina's argument. So, as I said, that ends the segment for Married at First Sight. Be on the lookout for Ready to Love and what's coming on. I think Put a Ring on it. I'm definitely going to be reviewing Put a Ring on. That's one of my favorite shows that my mentor is running, the great Dr. Nicole. And that'll do it. And as I always say, appreciate y'all rocking with me. Y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I really appreciate it, and I really mean it.